Welcome to School of Porter Ridge Middle, home of the future burger flippers. How may I help you? Before we get into this video, I would like to take a moment to salute the brave men and women that serve our public education every day. But with that being said, let's throw some smoke at my public education system. Okay, so I'm not going to be using teachers' names, obviously, but I will tell you the name of my school. I went to the school of Porter Ridge Middle. Oh wait, I can't use that either. So before we get into this video, I want to give you guys a reference to what pop culture was like when I was in 6th grade. So to do that, all you have to do is remember the big Shaq guy, you know, the skitty bop bop. Yeah, I don't remember how it went either, but this was also around the time that God's plan was a thing, you know, God's plan. But looking back at it, it was actually a way more simpler time. It was a time when Tide Pods were the only pods you could shove in your face, and Fortnite was just getting started, and Roblox was the most MLG thing you could ever play. So I would start off my days in middle school with this bus driver named, let's just call her Miss Bunny. She dressed up as a bunny for Halloween one year. Now, Miss Bunny was basically one of those old school teachers that you have to be like super nice to or they will get really mad. So now that you know that my bus driver was a furious furry, her eye popped out once and it was disgusting. Yeah, she just like coughed and like completely out of the socket, dangling there like a Christmas ornament. And as a 6th grader, I thought it was pretty cool. So I also had this other bus driver. Her name was Papa Edith. I drew her like a mummy because she kind of looks like an unwrapped mummy. But don't worry, Papa Edith, I still love you. She was literally the best bus driver. She lets us call her Papa Edith. That is her actual name. Legally, we call her Papa Edith. Okay, so my first real class of the day was English Language Arts. And let's just call her Miss Connor. If you have ever had an English teacher in middle school, you probably know the stereotype. Around 70, strict, talks too much about stuff no one cares about.
Okay, so quick scientific fact. My bones are so old they have actually turned into dust. Like if you were to shake a box of cereal the entire day and open it, that would be my bones.
I have literally never cared less about anything in my entire life. This one day, her like husband walked in, and it was like this big fat guy wearing like a biker helmet, and all my 6th grade friends were just staring at each other like, huh? And then this one kid stood up and said,
Damn, Miss Connor is a bad bitch.
okay, so next I had this teacher. Her name was, let's call her Miss Earth, because she taught math. That was a joke. She teaches science. This one day I asked her if she was married, and she just looked at me and said, no. And then this one kid stood up and said, ooh, Elsie, you cold. Oh yeah, and a lot of people that know me in real life don't actually know the origin of why people call me Elsie. Well, I figure now is a good enough time than ever to tell you. I used to make diss tracks.
I'm blow up haters' head with a Roman candle. Be so bloody the corner can't handle. Don't like the sound of that, I'll just blow off your head with a baseball bat. Wham! Just don't mess with me and I won't pull out the 33.
Dude, I can't do it. Oh my god, dude. That was me in 6th grade. I'm like actually laughing. Dude, freaking 15 likes and I'll release the entire album. There's like 5 songs. Oh my. Okay, so that was what you call a one semester class. So for the next class, we had Miss Scream and she taught social studies. And she is such a horrifying teacher. This was literally the first sketch I did. Oh my god. Like imagine waking up in the middle of the night and then just yo, that's scary, dude. Okay, so this next story needs a little bit of context. If you don't know what a joule is, it's basically this USB you plug into your computer and then it makes it explode. It also makes this weird misty stuff. So there were these two kids in Miss Scream's class that decided to actually use the joule. One of their names was Caleb. He owned the joule. The other kid's name was Bry. So, you know, they're like doing the joule, getting hooked on hidden THC tablets. And then Miss Scream walks up behind them and this kid drops the jewel and breaks it. He basically ended up crying the entire day because it was his dad's jewel. So in conclusion, I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, but don't do that crap, bruh. So despite two kids with a jewel and the mean teacher, I actually did have some good friends. I had Kevin, who was in his emo phase. I had Jack, who we all admired for having a girlfriend, even though his sexuality is very questionable. I also had this friend Deborah and this kid Eddie that I threw raisins at Deborah with the entire year. Shout out to Deborah. Next we have Mr. He was a pretty chill class. He taught math. I remember this one time we made like marshmallow catapults. I sat next to this kid Jeremy, which is your typical anime fan, and this kid Jacob, which I came to hang out with in the next coming years. Jacob loves basketball, by the way. Okay, so along with my confessions, I was also in band, and I still am in band as of the time of recording this. I started off in trumpet, and then apparently you have to like wash an instrument, so my valves kept getting stuck. So I decided to try out for an instrument called percussion, which is a group of drums, and you play drums. It's pretty easy, most people would think, but you end up having to do stuff like this. You not understand how badly that hurt my head. You also had to try out for percussion, so I just remember like walking into this room, seeing like this weird looking guy doing my signature move, and then a week later I got this message. God damn it! I like the thing you done with the hand. That class was also taught by Mrs. Trombone. She's been my teacher for the past 3 years, so I really can't say anything bad about her. You go, Miss Trombone. So, because I was in band, I got to take something called year-long gym. Basically, because we have 4 blocks in a day, but band was just half a block, so it's equivalent to a period, if that's how your school does it. And this class was taught by Miss Williams. She was super mean, and she wrote me up more times than I've been wrote up in middle school altogether. So, as you can tell, I pretty much hated that class, except there was this one thing. And the only reason I bring it up is because it's super cringe, just like all 6th graders. I liked a girl that was in that class. So if you don't know, in 6th grade, if you hang out in the bathroom, you are the coolest person ever. Like if you walk around that place without a strap, that's a whole pass. You are literally gonna get beat up. So this one day, I'm walking to the bathroom and I see this girl and she hugs me. I literally ran home and told my mom I lost my phone. Another story I had while I was in 6th grade was my cat Rave ran away for 3 weeks in the mountains. Then another time there was this bus driver that got like mad or something, and she said she was gonna like blow up the school. I don't know how you get that mad. Like some kids just eating Doritos on the bus, and you're like, "Hey, stop or I'm gonna blow up the school." Like I don't understand why like people do that, but anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It did take a little while to make, and it's probably hopefully gonna be the worst animation on my channel. I've already developed strategies and started drawing more, and the pictures are looking way better. Like the introduction picture, that was something drawn maybe a week ago, so even that has gotten better. One of the better pictures in this video. So yeah, just appreciate the work, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys.